Welcome back, awesome Ashley fans and subscribers. I've got a treat for you today. I've got some Capcom Monster Hunter figures to review. This one, I believe, is a factory sample. It's all in green. There's been no paint applied, and the green has not been painted over anything. He's not quite complete, and I've got this here twice. A green one which came with him, and when I found out what this one was, I asked people online, they told me I had to track down and get her, who's part of the set, and she also came with this, which is the same one but painted. So this is definitely part of the same line. I'm not interested in these, so I won't be reviewing them because they're very, very limited articulation. It doesn't really interest me for what I do with toys, but I am interested in him. I am interested in her and what other accessories she has here. She has, what's this? A base. She has two other hands, another face, which is really rather cool. This base, I'm not sure. I think it's for the actual thing here. Having a look at it, I think that goes in like that. Yeah, but that doesn't interest me. Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So that can go across her back or something. I guess they're sort of weapons, but they're kind of freaky with a big feather. So I wouldn't really be using those. I could repaint that one maybe. And this is what the cat has a spare weapon or has a weapon or something. Let's have a look. Okay, is it a cat? I have no idea what it is. A unicorn cat or something. Okay, so this can hold a sword like that, but again, not the sort of thing I'm interested in. Okay, so let's see. So the fact that her face pops out suggests to me that her hair comes off. There we go, look at that. It's got a square head underneath that. Okay, so let's look at the faces. That's the one she comes with, and then this is the angry one here. I definitely prefer the angry face, so I will swap the heads over. Okay, that one is off. That one is on. And then this should go back of the head in. This should go which way? That way? That way in here. Looks like Tina Turner. Put the other bit of the hair in with the sort of fringe. And then I could put this little horn thing, whatever is, back in her head again. Which way? That way maybe? Like that. Oh. I don't think I'm supposed to take that horn part out, but never mind. I don't think I particularly like it anyway, but I'll keep it for the sake of this review. Yeah, that's a much better face. Okay, so aesthetics. She looks good. That different face makes a big difference. Quite a feminine body with the bigger hips. The clothes are a bit amusing, sort of a, I don't know, jungle, hot place warrior hunter or something. She comes with spare hands for gripping, which is good because these hands she comes with like that won't grip anything. Yeah, she does look pretty cool. This guy, he just looks like really good. He is green. You know what? Maybe he was sprayed green, but the green is quite uniform. It looks more like a plastically, not a spray green. He looks really quite good, really quite evil. He's missing whatever goes in his back there and something else, I think. If I can find another one, I'll get them. Again, these are 118 scale, so they're going to match up really good with Boss Fight Studios and Fortnite stuff. Aesthetic is really, really pleasing, but I'll probably take some of these parts off because I can really see them getting away with articulation. Okay, let's look at him since he's in my hands already at his articulation. So, left and right on the head, he gets a down and up, he gets a great side to side. Shoulders, it'll get 90 degrees with these things on. If I start taking some of these things off. How is that going to come off his shoulder here? Right, take his shoulder out of joint, might help. Okay, it'll just pop out as on a ball joint. But quite stiff. So the annoying thing is, being on that ball joint or on his shoulder, he'll have these two things on if you take them off, which is a bit of a shame. So shoulders well over the flat, which is great. Bicep bend, he gets over 90 degrees, which is great. He doesn't come with spare hands, unfortunately, so I have to track him down as well because he struggled to hold something. Hands, they rotate, but there is no other articulation there that I can see. I think there might be on a ball, not sure. Waist trunk is really good for turning side to side, forwards, backwards. There is no waist. There we go. Hips. Pretty poor on that, I'm afraid to say. Forwards would be better about this part here, but this seems to be a glued on part there, protecting his modesty perhaps. Not great. Forwards, pretty cool. He has a double knee joint. Look how tight he gets on that. Really good. Legs backwards, only a little bit. Feet, awesome tippy toe. Doesn't really get a Michael Jackson. Nothing else on the feet. He does have a thigh twist, it looks like. His aesthetic is so good, but I'm undecided what to do, whether I should keep those things on his shoulders, maybe cut them down, modify them or whatnot. But he does look really, really good. But without all his stuff on, he's got all these little nodules and things sticking out of him. I mean, they could be turned into spikes, I guess. You can mold spikes onto there. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, he seems to have a little bit of a shoulder roll as well. No, I'm just making that up. It doesn't. Okay, he's pretty cool. If you have a quick closer look at him there. Okay, let's come to her. No idea what their names are. So, what things come off? Okay, I see. It's the horn on that head again to take that out. So this sort of tail thing on the back should come off. There we go. And this part on her hips will come off too, which I'm really quite keen to get off to see how. That's going to be much harder to get off because it's joined together. Okay, we'll come back to that. So, Articulation. Left, right, not very far because hair gets in the way. Forwards, backwards, not very far. Side to side, not really. Shoulders, sculpt gets in the way when she gets to here. Turn your arms round. Biceps. Over the 90 degrees. Hands will move around. They're on the ball joint. No. Oh, tell her there is a trunk, so she can move a little bit on the trunk. Forwards, backwards, side to side, and around. Hips don't go very far. That is sculpt, not so much the accessories, clothing getting in the way there. Forwards, not great. Backwards, actually forwards, backwards is okay. She has, it looks like a double knee joint. Wow, really, really tight, which is awesome. Ankles is not going to be great because the sculpt. She will get a tippy toes. She gets like almost zero Michael Jackson. And there is no turn. But there is a slight swivel. Her aesthetic is really good. The peg on the back, if you can see, is a two-part one. I've got one part on this part and one part in the back. When I tried to pull it out, it didn't come out. I just detached the joint. So I'll have to put that back in, or maybe I'll just cut it off and remove it. But then she'll have the walk around in her panties, which is a bit unusual for a warrior. But I don't like these things on the side. I'd be tempted to shave her hips down at the front slightly, so she get, because that's what's impinging the articulation here, and at the back, so she gets slightly better articulation. Yeah, that's way too skimpy to be walking around in these sort of underwear. So I'd like to remove this and put it back on, but that's looking like it's going to be really, really quite difficult with these joints she's got there. I have to buy some pliers or have my tools from Malaysia. Okay, great. Oh, she's doing it. Look at that. She's like posing already. Look at that. That's not even me doing that. She's like, oh. Okay. Aesthetic on these two is amazing. The articulation is acceptable. It's pretty good, all things considered. The aesthetic is really, really good. I don't have spare hands for him, so he can't hold any weapons unless I can find him with the hands he's supposed to come with. The spare hands, I'm assuming. Oh, but he does look cool nonetheless. She does have the spare hands, so I will swap those out now. They're just little ball joints. And see if she can hold her weapons. The thumb and fingers are connected on these spare hands, which I'm not a fan of, but I think the plastic is too rigid anyway to want to cut them off. How is she going to hold? She can't even hold these. She can't get in her hands if the thumb is joined to the fingers, so that seems almost immaterial. I guess they were supposed to go on her back like that or something, and then the other one goes in there. I really don't know. But I want my characters to hold stuff. I've got loads of spare hands, but maybe not the correct size. Now look at these hands. Yeah, you see there's no give in those fingers. If I was to separate the thumb and finger and then stretch out to hold something, that would snap, and I don't want to snap the hands on her. I need to find a weapon I can just slot in and she can hold, or swap the hands over. I like these figures a lot. If I can get a couple more, I'll try and get them, so then I won't be so scared of modifying the ones I've got now in case something goes wrong. Though honestly, even if I do it with just these two and it goes wrong, I can fix it or change it anyway. It's not a huge issue. The main thing I want to do is get this off, shave her hips down a little bit, Because this actually, if you look how far this goes out, her hips won't be that impinged if this has got a lot, if this is going out like so, you know. She'll still be able to move her legs around. Just the hips get in the way. You can't really see in camera, but the top of her hip line, when it goes into the joint, gets stuck here. So shaving a little bit of that off, it'll go in more. Legs will go further. So you get to some far better dynamic posing. Forwards and backwards, okay. With the ankles, I would be tempted to chop that yellow part off so she gets proper articulation in the lower feet as well. Waist is minor, but it does move, so it's okay. For him, it's more a case of, do I leave these things on his shoulders, on his hips, on his back? Do I leave these parts on or not? I mean, these parts here I would probably keep on, but I would, I don't know. I'd have to think about that a lot. But either way, these are two really cool, nice looking figures. I do like them a lot. The aesthetic is so pleasing. The articulation is not bad. Just needs a little bit of work with a knife and some patience and being careful. And you've got two great figures. Now let's compare them. If I use, I've got anything fantasy nearby. I've got fantasy. If I want something fantasy that I've reviewed already that's nearby. What's over here? Okay, I'm gonna pause this, find something, and come back in a second. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I picked up Alvarez from Boss Fight Studios, an elf, and we can see if I get him to stand up, please. That they scale perfectly. Very, very well with him. So that's a real nice find of getting these figures here. Perfect for your Boss Fight Studios, for your Truth and Hacks fantasy stuff. Paint him up, he'll look really, really nice. I'm happy with this purchase. Thank you, Alvarez, and I'll stick him into the videos here somewhere. Okay, so worth tracking these down if you can find them, particularly if you can find them cheap. I'm not sure how easy they are to find. I just came across them by chance while looking on Taobao, the Chinese shopping app. Okay, so this is Awesome Action Toys. I am signing out saying please like, share and subscribe. I'll be back with more Awesome Action Toy videos for you. Stay happy and keep collecting, okay? Bye-bye.